Valentine's Day is coming and I want to show you guys exactly how I created this really cute lingerie inspired Valentine's Day set. So if this is what you like, make sure you keep on watching.
Come back at 6, wake me and your child, and then won't late today, make me wonder who you might have been playing with, makes me wonder who you think.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, you're very welcome. Today, as you guys can see, we're going to be starting off with these cute white bows. I really like the color, but the color that I was going to use for my set was not, I didn't have a bow that matches that color, so I decided to airbrush it. So the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is put some double-sided tape down, and then I'm gonna stick my bows on top of the double-sided tape. I've already done my mixture in my airbrush, so I'm gonna go ahead and spray this down. So I do a couple of coats of this, so just bear that in mind. I'm gonna do a more intensive video on how I do my airbrushing and how, you know, like literally the ins and outs. So I'm gonna do a video on that, but just make sure you stay a good amount away from the bows when you're airbrushing. Don't get too close because you're gonna start having blotches. And I couldn't make a mistake while doing this. Like, I was really worried that I was gonna like over airbrush because I didn't want to lose the texture, I didn't want to lose the shape of the bow. So I kept a good distance between each airbrushing session. So I did probably about 3 coats of this until I ran out of like liquid. So yeah, this is pretty much what it's looking like so far. This is just the first coat, and I'm gonna cure this for about 60 seconds. So this is what the second coat is looking like so far. It looks really good. I'm really happy with it. Guys, this really came out better than I expected. I wasn't expecting it to go so well, but this is a good tip for you. If you have a charm that was not matching the color that your client wants, all you have to do is airbrush it and you got your perfect shade. So yeah, I'm doing a third coat right here. Very simple, very easy. Yeah, it worked out really well. So I'm quite happy. So let me just show you guys how I clean my airbrushing machine. So first thing I do is I put some acetone inside my airbrush, and then I cover the nozzle and then I pull. Okay, cover the nozzle, pull, and then it's gonna start bubbling. So that is pretty much what I do. I do this probably about 2 times, and then I go in with a brush and like get the nitties and gritties in there, make sure that it's clean and well, you know, washed out, and then I just rinse it out, and then this is what it's looking like. So this is what my airbrushed bowls are looking like so far. They look really, really good. I'm really happy with them. And I'm gonna start doing my prep now. So first thing I'm gonna do is push my cuticles back. Okay, this is very, very textbook friendly. Okay, I'm not doing a very rigorous prep work today. If you guys want a detailed tutorial on that, I actually have one already, so make sure you go check that out. I'm gonna link that down below. So after pushing my cuticles back, I'm gonna go in with a sand band and I'm going to create some ridges. I'm gonna create some ridges with the sand band on my natural nail, just to make sure that whatever product that I apply on there is going to stick. So I'm gonna do this on all 5 nails. Also bear in mind that I'm not being too heavy-handed when I'm using my sandband. I make sure that my speed is on very low, so it's on like level 3, So I made sure to do that. So don't be too heavy-handed. Go one stroke at a time. As you guys can see, I'm taking one stroke. I'm not going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. No, because that's how you create heat spikes. So just go one stroke at a time from left to right and you will be fine. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now is use my Jello peel off base coat, because I do not want my nails to last too long because I'm a content creator. So I don't want to have to spend too much time soaking off. So I made sure to invest in one of these. If you don't have one, I believe Macart has something similar, but I decided to go for this one because there was so much rave about it, and rightfully so, because the quality of this stuff is really good. I've never had any problems taking off my nails while using this. It works wonders for me, and you know, it goes a long way. So I'm really happy with this product. So if you really want to get into nail content creating, then this is one of the products for you. So this is what my nails are looking like so far. I made sure to cure this for 60 seconds. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring out my soft gel tips. Guys, this is like the perfect dupe for Gel-X curved tips, because I really think the curvedness of these square are so good. It really is a true square. So I picked this up from Amazon. I'm gonna link that down below for you guys, so make sure you check that out. I do get a small commission for anyone that uses the link, so make sure you help me out, girl. So I've sized my tips, made sure everything was going to fit me side to side, and then I'm going to apply my Beetles nail glue. After applying the nail glue on the tip, I go ahead and use my nail lamp, my small nail lamp, and then I cure the nail. Okay, very simple, guys. I do have to do a disclaimer. I've used probably 2 different type of nail glues before in my lifetime of doing Gel-X press-ons and things, and I have never had a nail glue burn my ass the way the Beetles nail glue burnt me. Like, guys, if this is what my clients are suffering, and I'm so sorry. Like, the pain was excruciating. I don't think I've ever experienced it this bad, especially even during the flash curing. It was too painful, y'all. Like, I don't think this is something that I want to, you know, put my clients through. So I might be looking for a different gel tip, because I don't think this was the one for me. Like, guys, it was really painful. Like, it burnt like a Christmas chicken, like a Christmas goat. It burnt me. So, but it has such a flawless application though. Like, I never found any bubbles. I never had any issue with it. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it's a good glue for, like, because it's not too thick. It's got a nice consistency, so the glue spreads really well underneath the tip. But the burn, baby, the burn, honey. Ooh. Because, guys, guess what? Like, the thicker the gel, the more likely you are to get bubbles. No matter how good you are at applying, you are gonna get those bubbles. So I feel like Beetles got the right idea with the consistency of the gel, gel glue, but the burn. The burn, girl. And I bought two. What am I gonna do with all that gel glue? Anyway, so as you guys can see now, I left a small gap in between my cuticle area and the tip, and I'm going in with my fine drill bit, And this is a safety drill bit, and I'm using that to clean up my cuticle area to make sure it's sealed. I also flipped my drill. I also flipped my drill to make sure that I can get the other side properly. So that makes things so much easier instead of like twisting my fingers to get the other side of the nail. So that's what I went and did, and it came out really well. You might ask yourself, why don't I just use a sandband to do this? And I say no to sandband for that part, because sandband can actually be a little bit too harsh. So I prefer using a very fine drill bit to drill that area, and I can control it that way. And then after that, I go ahead and use my buffer block to buff the whole entire nail, including the cuticle area. This just makes the application even more smoother, and that way I will be able to apply whatever color, whatever product on top of the tips, and it will stick really well. So after doing that, I'm going to dust off all the dust and particles from the nails. And then I'm going to use my acetone and a nail brush. Make sure you put a little piece of paper, what they're called? Put a little piece of paper on the pump. So that helps you control the amount of acetone that you use, because you don't want to use too much acetone, guys. Like, so instead of like drenching the nail with acetone, you can just put a piece of paper on the pump and it controls the acetone for you, and you use the exact amount that you need. So that's what I do. I just use that to clean the cuticle area. And then I went ahead and snipped my tips. So I literally just cut the numbers off, although I really like this length. I just wanted it a tad bit shorter. So I went ahead and did that. So after doing that, I went ahead and started filing my tips. I liked the shape of the tip already, but I just wanted it a little bit more tapered to my liking. So I just went ahead and did that. And I did this with it's pretty much already used file. Okay, the file was not as strong, so I wasn't going to take off too much product. So it wasn't a brand new file, and I'm making sure I'm holding my finger down so my nails don't pop off, right? So when you're filing, be very gentle, especially if you're using a peel off base coat. I've never really had an issue with peel off base coat or anything like popping off, especially with the Jello one. I feel like the Jello one really be sticking. Like, I've been wearing these nails now for probably about a week now, and I have not had no lifting, no drama, no anything. So the Jello really works for if you want to keep your nails for a while but not too long, right? So I do highly recommend the Jello peel off base coat. So this is what my nails file and shape look like, and I am ready to apply some products on there. So what I'm going to do is, because I left a little space between the cuticle area and the tips, I'm going to go ahead and use a builder gel, a very thick builder in a bottle, and I'm going to fill that gap. So all I do is push some product into the cuticle area, and then I'll drag the rest of the product down. So nothing too crazy. I am not building an apex. I'm not doing all of that because I feel like the tips are actually quite nicely curved, so I don't really need that extra security. So that's why I decided to do this technique. But this is what it looks like so far. It looks perfect, guys. Like, it came out so well. So this is another shot of me doing that. So I just pushed the blob of product into the ridge, and then I drag the product down just to give it a smooth finish, right? if you can hear my son's show in the background, please, I'm so sorry. So this is what it looks like. It looks perfect, guys. Like I could barely even see that ridge. So it looks really clean and consistent from tip to tip, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and apply my gel polish color. So this is going to be like a base for my French. This is very, very cute color that I created myself. So don't ask me what shade this is because I really don't know. I just mixed a couple of colors to get this. So please don't judge me. But this is what it looks like. I think I did about 3 coats of this. This is the second coat. It looks so cute with 2 coats, but I just felt like it needed a bit more. So I went ahead and did that. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the third coat. As you guys can see, it came out a lot more opaque, a lot more consistent. So I was happy with it. So now I'm going to go ahead and clean my cuticle area just to make sure any imperfections are gone. And this is what they look like. They came out really, 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 really cute. I was really happy with them. And I'm going to go ahead and start creating my French. So I have a couple of ways to do my Frenchies, right? Depending on my mood. Okay. So sometimes I fill in the part where I know I'm going to go in and like paint later on. And then I use a very fine, very long nail brush to create my smile line to connect with the bottom area. So sometimes I do it like this, just if I'm lazy, if I'm not feeling like spending like ages, because the nails are really long. Like if the nails are short, I don't do this. But when they're long, I go ahead and fill it in first. And then I create my smile line. I don't know why that brush was just kind of trying to be in the picture, honey. But yeah, so that's what I do. I just create a very deep French smile line. And yeah, and then I fill in the rest and the sides. I believe I did about 2 coats of my French because I was a bit of a perfectionist and there was a bit of imperfections here and there. You might not be able to see it on the camera, but I could. So I wanted to make sure that it came out right for you guys. So I did the same thing for the second finger. Same exact idea, fill it in and then create my smile line and then fill in the rest and the bits and the bobs. Okay, so now we have done all the Frenchies. We're going to do another French, but it's going to be a red color. So the color that I chose for the main color. So we're going to use that to create a smile, just kind of following my French smile line. So I'm going to follow that Frenchie, just as simple as it looks, but it's really harder than it looks. So make sure you just take your time with this. I always try to do a very small, thin line around first, and then I go and I thicken it. It just, for me, it serves as like a slip layer when I do that thin, very, very thin, wiggly line. Might not be perfect. It just serves like a slip layer, and then I go in and I do it again. So yeah, always start off in the middle and then work your way to the sides, because I always find that if I start from the sides going into the middle, I always makes the side thicker than the middle, if that makes sense. And that's not what we're going for. We want the middle to be thicker and the sides to be thin. So that's the vibe we're going for. So the next thing we're going to do is now start creating that lingerie effect. So I'm using a very, very tiny liner brush. I got this liner brush from my old workplace, so please do not ask me where I got it from, because I don't know where they got it from either. But this liner brush I could not live without. I could not live without. It served me so good. It served its time, and it's still serving. And it looks good. It's still good quality. It's never, you know, gone crazy on me. So yeah, so this is what I do. I'm just creating very small, like thin lines around that smile line. It's quite self-explanatory, guys. So just make sure that you are not doing it too big or too thick. Just follow the line, and you're not going to get it right in the first try. I had to wipe off my first one as well, so I couldn't even do everything on camera because it's so intricate, and you want to make sure that you meet those lines with each other. Do one side at a time and cure as you go. Okay, so the next thing I did was I created 2 dots because I wanted to have some little like hearts in my Frenchie. So I created 2 dots, and then I ended up connecting those dots. And again, this was very intricate stuff. Like, maybe it's just me, but I struggled with this. I really struggled because I was just like, okay, I see them do the tutorial online all the time and it looked easy, but then when you start doing it yourself and you're trying to record it, like, hats off to the girlies, because this was not easy to record. But yeah, so all I did was create those 2 dots and then connect the lines at the bottom and at the top. At some point, I even made a mistake. I had to wipe that finger off and then I had to try again. So there's nothing wrong with wiping off and starting again or trying again. I literally just wiped off the heart that I made. I didn't actually like wipe off the whole finger, but I wiped off that heart and I started again. Sometimes you just got to start again. It is what it is. Do you know what I mean? So after I finished everything was looking very cute, very demure. I went ahead with my trusty rhinestone glue from Macar. If you don't know about this glue, please go and get some information or get some on your radar. Okay, this glue is really the boss. So I applied a big blob of that because I have a very big bow and I want all that glue to kind of like spread in. And I applied my bow, which we airbrushed in the beginning. So I made sure when I put my finger down, it was perfectly centered. I did this in all 5 nails. And guys, we are done. So the next thing we're just going to do is top coat it. Take your time top coating, okay? This is not a, it's not a race. It's a marathon, all right? So after top coating this, you are pretty much done. Okay, there's nothing left to do. As you guys can see, I used a different bow on my ring finger because I thought I would be extra with it, and I liked it. It did me well. I was very happy with it. Make sure you top coat your bows very, very well, because you don't want that paint that you painted on it to start chipping. So be mindful of that, and this is what your nails will turn out to look like if you have followed my tutorial. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial, please make sure you give this a like. If you want to see more tutorials like this, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting every Monday, Wednesdays and Sundays, so make sure you are there or be square. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.